Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 18th. I did get off work early today, early enough that I can go to the movies. It's the $5 Tuesday movies, so nice and reasonably priced theater option. And while there's a couple movies still that I'd like to see, the one that I've decided is of most importance is Dark Phoenix. It's not reviewing so well, so it might not be in theaters for much longer, and I'm like, I need to see it before it leaves theaters. I've loved the X-Men movies thus far, and this is the last of the, I guess, current series of them that Fox had done. Moving forward, X-Men will be part of the greater Marvel, cinematic universe, which is cool, and I look forward to seeing what Disney does with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I definitely want to see the way that they finished it up. Despite what reviews have said, I'm still quite hopeful. I've enjoyed the X-Men films thus far, and I'm looking forward to seeing this one too. So, yeah, I'll go check the film out, and I'll talk about it when I get out. So, see you in just a moment. I enjoyed it. It's definitely, this is one of the ones that puts my decision to do 5-star scale instead of like a 10-star scale to the test. But it gets a 4. It does get a 4. In my mind, the place where I've divided between 3 and 4 is that with a 4, not only did I enjoy it, but I want to see it again. In general, I want to own it. And that is definitely all true. I would love to watch that movie again. It was good. It's not as good as some of the other movies that get a 4 and don't quite make it to 5. On a 10-point scale, like a 5 is a 10 out of 10 perfect. Anything less than that can only be a 4. And then that goes, there's a little bit of range with there, and by the time it gets down to 3, it's something that I'm probably not going to want to see again. It's usually okay, well, I'm glad I saw that, but that's enough. So it gets a 4. Obviously, spoilers as I discuss Dark Phoenix. The plot, like the overall plot, was just simple. And not enough time was spent developing our enemies, particularly since all of a sudden enemies are aliens. Which, okay, weird. I understand the people that did not enjoy it, but if you're just willing to accept, okay, that's weird, what happens because of it, then it's good. But yeah, the plot is basically, doing normal X-Men stuff, being awesome, and they were awesome. And cosmic forces enter Jean, and she becomes Phoenix. Deals with issue poorly as her power is increasing, and basically can't control herself, turns on all her friends, and ends up being manipulated by aliens. And then ends up figuring out who her friends are, and sacrificing herself to save the world from the aliens that want to destroy all people and use the power inside of her to recreate their own race, because that cosmic power in her had destroyed them before. So basically she uses it to finish them off. Yeah, simple. There's the plot. But along the way, it's a lot of interpersonal stories and tying up little things with people. I know the rumors had constantly been, Jennifer Lawrence not wanting to return, but did for so-and-so or so-and-so. So the fact that she had a relatively small role in the film isn't super surprising. But they managed to give her a small role, small amount of time, but a big effect on the overall plot, and I did enjoy that. I loved Kurt, like angry fighting Kurt. I mean, we didn't quite get Saber, but we got him with, you know, some knives and Nightcrawler has long been one of my favorites. And in the movies, he's always this, you know, peaceful person, but just sort of seeing as he snaps on these aliens and just starts going at it with tail to snap the neck and stab it. Oh, that was cool. That was good. It was fun to see. Like, it makes me hope that the direction that they go with the Marvel Cinematic lets us see him wielding a saber. That's what I want to see at this point, because that was unexpected and very cool. Otherwise, you got plenty of your, you know, at this point, standard high action, using the powers sort of scenes. I liked Eric's sort of shipping container, you know, village. I was like, that was a you know, as someone who spent a couple of years in my college days considering pursuing, you know, the tiny house movement kind of thing, and therefore I am very familiar with ways to modify a shipping container into a living, you know, space. Yeah, it was cool to see. But otherwise, even just the beginning, just seeing Charles care for a little girl who's just lost her family. And despite the fact that we learn out that she only lost her mother to death and her father to basically disowning her, it's still touching. Yes, he is a flawed person. He made mistakes, but he made mistakes trying to do the very best he could, trying to care for those around him. Also, just getting to see him with the long hair, you know, for that beginning spot, I like that. I like long hair, kind of hippie Charles Xavier. That's my preferred brand of Charles Xavier. Not this bald-headed professor guy. Who is he? But part of that's why I love the this prequel early time series so much. Plus period pieces. I thought the scene at the beginning with the radio was good, but I think, given that we're early 90s, they could have done a little more with music. Could have gotten some good 90s music. Would have liked that. We got late 80s, early 90s, something from around there. But yeah, I mean, the whole early on space adventure was cool. Not enough Quicksilver, but we got a few really cool or just quirky things with him. Even just the simple thing at the end where he's telling the guy, you know, don't run, slow down, safety. It's like the fact that it's such a simple throwaway line, but from the person that he is, it made me smile. And a lot of it's people. You know, the movie has all the cool action scenes, but the parts that I probably cared most about were the relationships between people. People dealing with grief and wanting to get revenge and choosing to honor those that they lost and doing what that person would have dealing with it the way that person would have wanted them to, rather than just letting the anger fuel up from within and get the better of them. It's good. It's simple. It was good. So, definitely glad I saw it. And I'm glad I saw it in theaters as well. It is definitely a big movie. But I'm ready to say goodbye. I'm ready to say, what can you do, you know, Disney? You've got the reins now. Blow us away. I've loved the X-Men franchise thus far. I mean, it was, you know, I grew up and I loved Batman, and Batman was cool, but X-Men was my first, like, sort of ensemble, team-based, you know, superhero films that I enjoyed and loved as a kid. And I have continually loved the movies growing up. It's been a good franchise. Fox did well. They did well by me all around. I've enjoyed a lot more of the movies, a lot more than other people have. But yeah, no. It's hot. Even with the AC on low, it's hot. It's like 90 degrees out. I'm gonna go home. So I got out of the theater, and I wasn't feeling great. Like, I need to go, like, get an oil change and such. But, I was just feeling lousy. So I came home, thinking, oh, it's heat. Let's turn on the AC, and it's like, I have the place nice and cool. And it's nice, but still kind of have this bad headache, and I'm just thinking about it. Well, I had it last time I was at the theater. Well, one of the things with going to the theater now on the Tuesdays is they do the thing where I can get the concessions for a good deal. And so for I get like a tub of popcorn and I spend like $2 on it. But I don't get anything to drink when I go to the theater because I don't want to have to get up and go to the bathroom. In fact, if anything, the popcorn makes that easier because it's salty and will, you know, hold on to liquid. Wait a minute. Maybe that's the problem. So I've drank a couple bottles of water and I'm feeling quite a bit better. It basically seems it's dehydration. I sit in the theater and I eat something to dehydrate myself to make watching the movie easier, but then I get a headache because I'm dehydrated. Duh. I just need to remember I have to solve it right away. Whoopsie. But yeah, so feeling better. I think I still got time. I'm gonna try and go get my oil changed before whatever rush hour. Normal people get off work and it gets busy. Cause well, I at least potentially have a decent bit of traveling to do in about a week. We'll see if it all works out. You'll of course be coming along. So I want to have the oil changed before then, because I've been needing to do so for a few weeks. But yeah, so I was like, I got to do it before we go on that, and I don't want to have to sit and wait. So going before rush hour would be ideal. Looks like our bays are full, so there's still going to be some waiting. Ugh. Oh well. And that was an unexpected additional expense, but I needed to do it. It's like I needed to go get the oil change. I'm like, I gotta take care of it. You know, they test all the things there, and they've done it every time I go in, and generally go to Valvoline whenever able to, and generally that one, because I've had some bad experiences at some other locations, but since I pretty much started driving, that one's, you know, there's one that is over near my mom's house that I go to, that they're just stick with that one, do a good job. But they recommend things all the time, you know, you want to replace this filter or your windshield, nah, just the oil change. That is all I have ever said. Now sometimes they've said, you know, hey, we'd recommend replacing this filter, and I'll be like, nah, and then I'll say, you know, hey Mike, or hey Dad, can we get this done and take care of it on ourselves? Because a lot of times it's pretty easy if you just take the time to do it. I do not, however, want to replace my own battery. And I was noticing the battery was a little weak at some of the colder days this winter. It was struggling before starting, but it made it through the winter and it's been fine. haven't replaced it since I've had the car. And I know it was a bit before I got the car from my mom, since she'd replaced it. Turns out that battery is from 2012. I think when they're like, our system is saying it tests bad, you should replace that. I'm like, yeah, I would rather do that now than wait until I'm stuck somewhere. I've been very blessed with the battery that I have had, again, since 2012, so it's like a 7 years on it, so that's pretty good. But yeah, so between that and the oil change, you know, I got to take a little off for doing both, and it's about $170. And I never know how much to assume the oil change is going to be. I don't have like a mindset for how expensive that is. I always think it's more expensive than it is, because I'd rather think it's going to be more and than have to pay less than the opposite. But either way, still at least easily $100 more than I was expecting to be paying today. But again, I took care of an issue that could have been a real pain in the butt if I didn't find out until I went out to my car one morning and it just wouldn't start. And then I'm stuck at home, and I go to Valvoline for my oil changes regularly anyways, so might as well just have them take care of it. Warranty through them. They're all around the place. It'll do. Trust them with my oil changes, might as well trust them with this. Oh well, it's taken care of now. Gonna grab a pizza on my way home, because I'd ordered it while I was sitting in my car waiting before I found out I was gonna have a huge additional expense. Oh well. So I balanced the budget again after the surprise have to buy a battery. And I went from being in a really nice position of, okay, I got some wiggle room on my finances, I'm doing good, to right back sitting on the cushion that I like to keep as a bare minimum. So could be worse. At least I was, you know, ahead to that point where I could take care of it. I mean, praise God. If that would have happened, say, in the winter, when the battery first had the issues, if I would have had to do it then, I don't believe I quite had the same cushion that I have right now. So, or, you know, the same spot I was. So it would have eaten into that. So, could be worse. But yeah. So, at least it's taken care of. It's got to be done, eh? But, yeah. It's never fun. Never fun, just all of a sudden, surprise! Pay an extra 100, 120, whatever. Bye. But I also edited the Magic unboxing, so I'll export that overnight. Just trying to get things accomplished, I suppose. It's not super late, but tired. Still, it's a good day. Got off work. Got to go see the movie. It's kind of a bittersweet feeling with it, though, you know, because I've loved those characters, and there were definitely, I believe there were some things that happened in the story that if they weren't, you know, basically telling their last story, you know, might have gone differently. But they're like, you know what? Might as well, you know, we don't need these characters after this. But, yeah, no. Bittersweet feeling. So I've loved those stories, and it's kind of the end of that era. It's kind of leaves me feeling like, whoa. You know, like I said before, I'm excited to see what Disney does with the characters. But I will miss the stories we've had thus far. Anyways, like I said, I'm tired. So thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.